Hey, what's up guys, it's Apollo Uchiha here and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm back with a new short movie. The name of the short movie is What If Naruto Had a Yandere Mother? And yeah guys, it is an unscripted movie. And before continuing this, shout out is due where it is due. Shout out to my boy Lane Dixon for suggesting me this idea. Now I know I have been not making any of your ideas, and yeah, I am trying my best to make most of your guys' ideas just like today, but the thing is that I have already mentioned this a lot of times, I am quite busy. It's a same story, life-changing decision and all that. I will let you guys know once it is done. Yeah, it is a big step for me, really. Aside from that, yeah, as you guys might have guessed, the previous month it was quite hectic for me. I was not uploading regularly, and even if I was, it was mostly short movies or just, movies. One or two movies. I have seen the stats, only 2 or 3 movies were uploaded in the past month, and that is something I want to change this month. Hopefully after the work is done, I will be able to upload movies or in between. Until then, stay tuned, and as for the second channel, stay tuned for, a story that will be popping up today there. Anyways, enough of my yip yapping. Without any further ado, let's begin with our today's story. Roll the intro. Our story begins long before the age of the shinobis, as we go towards the rabbit goddess compound, or as the people named her. Her real name was Kaguya Otsutsuki, a woman that arrived from Moon, as people called her. And soon she married their lord and even had 3 children, Hagoromo, Homura, and Naruto. Now Hagoromo and Homura were prodigies, while Naruto was a late bloomer. So she focused on her prodigal sons to, pass down her teachings, while she focused less and less on Naruto, turning it into all form of neglect. As now we see, many years later, almost 13 to be exact, Hagoromo and Homura were sitting on the ground, panting heavily, covered in sweat, while their mother majestically stood above them. "It is enough. You are not completely trained well. You must continue this training process again after some time of, break." "Understood, mother," said both of them, panting heavily. "Now, you are dismissed." As both of them were sent off, we see Kaguya standing there with a frown. It was not going as planned. They need to be prepared, until she felt a tug on her sleeve as she looked down. And that is when she saw her youngest, Naruto. "What is it, my child?" "Mother, can I also?" As her eyes narrowed as she saw it. How many times do I have to tell you, my child? You are not like your siblings. You are weak. They, on the other hand, have a gift that rarely any of us have, and that is why I must focus on them. Do not pester me any longer. Go inside now." As Naruto tried to mouth words, "That is my final decision, Naruto. Leave," said Kaguya with a voice of finality in her voice. As now we see Naruto left. After that, we see many nights passed as Kaguya was quite restless unbeknownst to her. Why was she feeling like this? But in the end, she couldn't understand or grasp the feeling. Soon, those years turned into, much more further years, as now we see Hagoromo and Homura were 18, and so was their youngest brother, and currently he was standing in front of them. As Kaguya arrived at the scene. "What do you mean you are leaving, Naruto?" "It is as I said, Nisan. I am tired of living here under your shadow. I want to find who I truly am." "But isn't that quite weird? You are our brother. What is there more to it?" "You say that, but that is not the extent to it. I want to know who I truly am, except for your brother, except for this family, which I don't think I'm a part of." "What do you mean, Naruto? You are a part of this family as much as everyone." As that is when we see Kaguya was standing there with wide eyes. What? Her youngest was leaving? Why? As she arrived there. "Naruto, what is this behavior? Why are you pestering your brothers? And what do you mean that you are leaving?" "It is as I said, mother," said Naruto with venom in his voice, as cold gaze of her own youngest child, whom once held love and adoration for her, was now completely cold, looked at her. "I want to leave this place. I'm suffocated here. I want to go out and explore my own self. And I'm not gonna stop. As after that we see Naruto with his bag in his hand left. As everyone was just stood there shocked. Mother, you can't allow this to happen. You are right, I won't. You two go and train. I will handle this. As now we see Naruto traveled out of the village, as he saw that his mother arrived there to a dimension, and even pushed him to the ground. This ends now, Naruto. You are returning home this instant. Stop with this insolence. Insolence? I'm tired of you. I'm tired of them. I'm tired of all of you. Can't you see that? I tried again and again connecting with this family, but all for naught. You wouldn't even let me in. So why bother? You're happy. You should be happy now. I'm giving you all the time you need to train with them while I'm on my own on this journey. And that is when Kaguya realized her mistake. She forgot about her youngest, neglected him. And this is how things turned for worse between them. Listen, son, I know what I did was unforgivable. You're damn right it is, as she flinched. But please, don't do this to your mother. Return back. Please, Naruto-chan, do not call me by that name. You changed, Kajan. You know? All you are the previous years were focused upon was teaching those two as if you were preparing them for a war or some sort. I cannot tell you, Naruto, how accurate you are, but yes, I am sorry. It is my mistake. Listen, whatever happened, happened. And well, how things are now, you can't change them back instantly without a snap of your finger. So just please let me leave. I want to live my own life, away from you, away from your shadows. And there's nothing you can do to change my mind. Please, Naruto. Son, I beg of you, said Kaguya as she was on the verge of crying and begging, as Naruto's eyes widened. And then he was disgusted by what came next. We will be a family again. I'll even train you. Although you're not strong as your brothers, you will be able to learn. Enough with this shit. I'm tired of hearing these words again and again. And here I was considering that you at least have realized your mistake. But I was wrong. You can never change. All you adore is power. Something that I cannot give you. Something that I could give you was my love and adoration, which I have left none for you at all. So have a good life, mother. And don't expect me to ever come back, because I'm not. As after that we see Naruto left. Left a weeping mother, who couldn't mouth her true words and feelings. And now she has lost her youngest. And after that day, Kaguya turned cold to everyone. And that was the time when in a moment of sorrow she devoured a fruit after feeling hungry. The chakra fruit. And let's just say, things turned for worst after that. As 10 more years passed, when a great battle that could even shake the earth occurred, as Naruto, sensing this divine power, knew instantly who it was, as he arrived at the scene to see that his siblings were fighting against their mother, who looked different. And instantly he saw that his siblings were about to be killed. He jumped between Kaguya and her piercing chakra swords as it pierced through his flesh. As the siblings' eyes widened, and so did Kaguya's. No, Naruto? Said Kaguya, as she was shocked. On the other side, the siblings were shocked as well. Naruto, no! Said Homura, as Kaguya extracted her hands, covered in blood of her own youngest child. It seems you haven't changed one bit. And I hoped after all these years you would have at least some sort of change in you. Naruto said as he coughed huge amount of blood. Rest, Naruto. I'll find a way to heal you, said Hagoromo. Relax. There is nothing you can do. Nothing you can do at all. Just stop her, okay? As after that, Naruto passed away. From the looks of it, Kaguya now couldn't bear with this, shedding her own son's blood, who she regretted that she neglected, and now killed. She couldn't live with this. Her will to fight was over, as black tears came out of her eyes that went towards Naruto's body in the form of a shape, only for Homura to dispel it and send it far away with a Juken-style fist. As now we see, Kaguya was sealed away by the rage-filled brothers, as Naruto's body was then buried down, along after being made the Jinchuriki of the 10-tailed statue, while the 9-tailed Biju from its chakra were created, which became a part of Hagoromo for the time being. As the brothers then buried their youngest. And as for the mother, she continued to weep in her new cage, better yet known as the moon. And after that we see many years passed as the brothers continued to pass down their teachings and chakra to the world. And now, thousands of years later, this, community they created turned into a shinobi world, or came to be recognized as one. And soon after followed greed and corruption with power, and they began to fight and kill each other, and hence began the clan-warring era. Two heroes rose from within them, Hagoromo and Homura's, which were known as Hashirama Senju and Madara Uchiha, who put in an end to clan-warring era and began the new era of the shinobi world, the Elemental Nations era. The villages with the combination of and union of different clans with specialties were created, and civilians also joined these villages. These villages came to be known as Konohagakure, Amegakure, Sunagakure, and so on. One by one, many villages began to rise, but only 5 were able to come at top, being recognized as the 5 of the strongest elemental and the most populated shinobi and kunoichi villages. At first was Konoha, and second was Kumo, third was Iwa, and the fourth one was Kiri, and then last was Suna. As this was the order, but to change that order, even amongst these 5, the battle of power began. And so Kumo, Iwa, and Kiri combined their strengths together to take down Konoha, and the first ever Great World Shinobi War happened, and so did the second one like this. Many of the Kages fell down, the strongest shinobis, but many of them survived as well. Konoha was able to trample them all over, but now we see they were about to face their biggest threat, the 9-tailed Bijus, as the 9-tailed Biju Kyubi no Yoko descended upon them out of nowhere, as it was October 10th and a peaceful night in the village. But now it turned out to be the worst night for them, as their Kage was nowhere to be seen, so the previous Kage, Hiruzen Sarutobi, had to take the charge of the shinobis and lead the battle, a one-sided battle which they were losing, until a huge toad appeared there with his katana in his hand, and the battle was changing tides now. And with a yellow bright flash, a Kage appeared with a child in his hands, an infant child, that he laid in an altar and began to prepare a seal. A seal that was Hakai Fuyin, the accursed seal of the Shinigami, which is powered by it, which binds, the one who is to be sealed with a person or a thing and a place. But the payment of that seal is the soul of the user. And that is what the Kage did, sacrificing himself and his wife's soul to seal away the Biju in its son. And his only one wish was to recognize his son as a hero. As now we continue to see that, up in the moon, a woman who was shedding tears in silence to this day, her eyes open, filled with hope. Naruto, my son, he's back. As there was a smile on her face, and tears came down again. Tears of regret, joy, and happiness, and hope. As now we see, back in Konoha, in the council room, the council was at each other's throats once more, as Hagoromo then stood up and said, "Silence! What do you mean that he should be weaponized? Can't you see that our Kage sacrificed himself to save you all? And we must not let go of this opportunity, Hiruzen. He is his son, for God's sake. His legacy, and this is how you meant to treat him? There is no other way. We cannot let this happen again. This won't. Can't you all see? They were your friends at one time, even your leader. And this is what you want for his family? We are we are sorry, Hokage-sama, but this is for the best course of action. We have seen what the QB is capable of, and we are afraid of it. If the QB corrupts the youngling, what is the point of him? Minato then did nothing more than just gave QB what it wanted, and maybe left a sword hanging over our heads. How could you? After he sacrifices himself, this is how you repay him? Listen, Hiruzen, I think it is for the best if you hand over the child to me. Everyone here agrees to this. We have seen how the QB is so powerful and corrupt, and has the tendency to corrupt even. If the child is in my hands, I guarantee that he will be a best weapon. And as you said, you can keep his emotions intact. I promised you that this much will be kept, because he is still a clan head in the future. So all of you do agree? Yes. They all looked down and said, Minato would be so pleased to hear this, I believe. Hiruzen said sarcastically, as now we see, he begrudgingly handed over Naruto to him. This is not over, Danzo. You might have won this. Oh, Hiruzen, it is far from over. I know that. It is only the beginning. And with these words, Danzo left with Naruto. As now we go towards Danzo, Homura, and Koharu. Are you really? No, obviously not. He just handed over to me a key to be the leader of this world, the ruler, and put Konoha on the top again. And do you think I'm gonna let this slide? I'm gonna make him into the strongest weapon. But for that to happen, I must break him first. Hand him over to the civilian orphanage and tell him to treat him personally well, said Danzo with personal emphasis on it. And hence began the unfortunate life of Naruto once more, being berated, beaten, and even being tortured by the civilians to the extent that at the age of 5 he was close to committing suicide with a rusted kunai that he found. He wanted to end his life, and his eyes were filled with tears. His body was weakened, and his bones was showing as well. His eyes, they had dark circle under them, and they were lifeless as well. As he looked up, please, if there is someone out there, save me. As Naruto then hoped for any miracle, as then his eyes filled with tears. I guess there is really no one, and I'm really out to die, said a 5-year-old. As he was about to stab himself, we see he disappeared. As now we see a woman was hugging him, as tears fell down from her eyes. Those bastards! How could they? They don't realize just what kind of mistake they have made. I will make them regret this. I will make them regret all of this. As her eyes then had veins popping from all sides. As now we see Naruto look at her. Who are you? Please don't hurt me. I'm sorry, I did not know. How did I arrive here? Naruto said, as Kaguya cried even more as she hugged her. I'm your mother, Naruto. You can call me Kachan. What? No, they said my mother died, and I'm an orphan. That is what they wanted you to believe in. You don't need to listen to their words. You only need to listen to your mother. Alright? Oh, okay, mother. Can I? Yes. Son, you can. As Kaguya hugged her son, and she felt fulfilled, as tears of satisfaction finally came from her eyes. And then the tears dried up. Her eyes, which were filled with love, were replaced by eyes of rage and mercilessness, because she was gonna now dawn hell upon all this world and take back what her foolish children had given away to these people, her chakra. As that is when Naruto fell asleep, contacted someone. Zetsu. Mother, you finally contacted me. Yes, my son. It is time for you to go along with your plan. I know you have been going around behind my back to free me. I am sorry, mother, but I thought that I know what you did is good. Just continue on with this plan. But the Ninetales, he is your brother. He's your brother's reincarnation. Naruto, you mean yes. I see. I was foolish. You don't need to worry about anything. I have plan B. We do not need to use or sacrifice him as well. Good. Go with that plan. I will meanwhile train my son. As now we see, a few weeks passed as Naruto was gaining back his health and his own strength, and the bones on his body were beginning to disappear. Kajan, can I ask you a question? Said Naruto, as Kaguya then saw an image of previous Naruto who had white hair, and the same features and same eyes as her. What is it, my child? Can I train with you? As Kaguya's eyes widened, as she had a flashback, and tears welled up in her eyes again. Yes, of course, my child, but I won't go easy on you. If you have to learn, you have to learn to the fullest. Can you promise me that? I promise, said Naruto with determination in his eyes. As now we see, Naruto's training with Kaguya began. While this was going on, we go towards Konoha. What? You mean he just disappeared? Like, out of the blue? Yes, Danzo-sama. This cannot be. I must talk to Hiruzen, as a council was called, as everyone was informed of what happened by Danzo. What? He was put under your jurisdiction, Danzo, and this is what happens. He disappears? Now, mind your language, Hiruzen. I must tell you this. I did not do anything. If anything, I handed him over to an civilian orphanage so that he could be well raised, at least up to the point where I can teach him, begin his teachings. I have seen the way of your teachings. Beat him, berate him, to the point that he's broken and he can only rely upon you. Quite a nice tactic, to be honest, but it was all for naught, wasn't it? You failed. As Danzo gritted his teeth. Even if I say so myself, it was not a good idea. In the end, it was somewhat successful. You were going to use him as a weapon, weren't you? That was the plan all along, wasn't it? Yes, Hiruzen, it was the plan. We would have been foolish to not use and utilize that power of the Nine Tails. You idiot. The Jinchuriki of the Nine Tail needs its emotion, otherwise the QB will be the voice that is always trying to persuade the user from within. And you know what will happen? As everyone's eyes wide. Oh no. No, that can't be it. Danzo, you said that. So you listened to his words, huh, Shikaku? No, Kage-sama, And you call yourself comrades, and the follower of the Will of Fire. Will of Fire was, you must agree, Hiruzen, that, what, nothing more than a joke? Is this what you call the very motto on which this village was built upon, and what our senses believed in? Sensei must be really proud at you two, of your, well, decisions. Especially you, Danzo. The third wheeling party. As now we see Danzo literally gritted his teeth, because that was the truth. Mainly the team was Koharu Homura and Hiruzen. Danzo was just third wheeling, and Tobirama never did minded that. But they did. As now, seeing that and opening up the old wounds, Danzo gritted his teeth. You know that I was supposed to be on that team. If it wasn't for me, you were supposed to be the Kage as well, but here you are. Being a crippled old man who can't live with the fact that he's too old for this shit and can't move on. Still wanting to be a Kage and all. Building an empire in his dreams on top of a car deck that can crumble with a gust of wind. As now we see. After hearing this, Danzo then slammed his hands to the table. I have enough of this. I will not sit here and listen to your insults, Hiruzen. Oh, but you will, old friend. Because I'm taking and stripping away all of your rights and powers as the elders, as the Kage, being backed up by the daimyo. And not only that, I am stripping all of your powers away to override my decisions. This is not a hierarchy. This is a dictatorship. Remember that. And get the hell out of there. Here, the three of you. Danzo, do something, said Koharu. I can't. He has the daimyo backing him up. Since he was also a part of Uzumaki, I believe that what happened now, he's already aware. Oh, he is aware of all of this. And that is why he has cut it up the civilian budget up to 18% this year. 18%? But Hokage-sama, what will... That is something that you must do on your own and decide. Aside from filling up your own pockets, why don't you, for a change, use the money that you have embezzled in the funds that were supposed to be used? As now it's literally fidgeted. I have a lot of dirt on all of you now. So it would be wise if you choose your words kindly and choose your sides as well. Because otherwise, I have no problem in trampling and replacing all of you. I am the one who is not replaceable until I wish it to be. All of you on the other side are. On the other side, the clan heads are something that they have their own say in it. You, on the other hand, have no say. And that is when the civilians realized that they were not the all so mighty. They were just advisors. And they can easily be replaced. They have no say in anything, except for the civilian interest. Now get your asses out of here as well. As now we see the civilians were kicked out as well. What are we gonna do, Hokage-sama? Why are you so interested in these matters? That is something that me and me alone will do. You can leave as well, this doesn't interest you. But he is our... Don't say those words, that's bullshit, Hiyashi, you know that as much as I do. That child has suffered because of your ignorance. All of your ignorance. So much for being the smartest clan in the whole village. Huh, Shikaku? As Shikaku literally flinched again. We are... I don't need to hear your apologies. Or at least have the face to face your own friends when you die. And apologize to them there, not to me. Now out all of you. As all of them left, we see the Anbu dragon appeared there as he dropped his mask to see that it was Kakashi Hatake. I still can't believe after what happened 5 years ago you moved up to the ranks, Kakashi. I had to gain this power and authority. You know you can be... I don't want that accursed position. You know that. That position has taken from me. My friends, my sensei, my family, and now even Naruto, who was an unfortunate soul. I know. As Hiruzen slammed his fist on the mirror. Damn it all. And I promised Minato that I would protect him. Hokage-sama, there is something we could do. Is there? I just wish there was something. Daimyo has been asking us to find Naruto, but we cannot do that. We don't even know where he is. We can't find any traces. Naruto was there in the room and then he disappeared. I checked myself with Pakun. His sense was there for many hours before it just vanished. Something like that doesn't happen overnight. What if it is the QB? What if Naruto finally gave in? I won't hate it. I won't hate him if he did, said Hiruzen, because of what happened, what he has gone through over the course of years of his little life. I believe even the most veteran shinobis would do this, seeing it as the right choice to escape. I guess you are right, Hokage-sama, but still, is there really nothing we can do? Well, at least we have to try, because that is the only way we can find out. I have already contacted Jiraiya. He has sent out his spy network across the elemental nation. So, the global search is being made. On the other side, you can search within the land of fire as much as you want. Great. I will take the squadron and go search out there by myself. Good. That will be good. As now this was going on with Konoha, we go towards Zetsu, who has arrived at Amegakure, the base of the Akatsuki. I believe every one of you is here. What is it, Zetsu? I would like to reveal to you the Moon Eye plan. There is only one way to peace. I'm sorry I lied to you all, but there is only one way to peace. What do you mean you lied to us? You have told us about Moon Eye plan will be able to give everyone peace. Yes, the Moon Eye will, but not exactly how it meant it to be. My mother, the true mastermind behind this, revealed the whole plan to me. What? Listen to me, Obito. The only way to stop this madness is if there is no chakra. Chakra? What do you mean? You see, long before all of this, even before the sage, there existed a being known as the Rabbit Goddess. Kaguya Otsutsuki, the originator and the mother of chakra. You see, she was the one who held all this chakra until her sons were also given access to it and they distributed it amongst humans, and hence making the mark of the beginning of the age of shinobi. Yes, so they were the cause of all misfortune and all this. The very people they trusted and thought was quite kind and all. Yes. But to prevent this, if we take away the chakra, there will be no battles. And even if they are, how can they fight against one another without their, well, oh so powerful chakra and Genkais and weapons? That is correct. That is correct. But why did you lie to us? To be honest, at the time Mother didn't contacted me. I just wished for her to be freed. And the Moon Eye plan was to achieve what you wanted, because I know if I helped you out, you will help me out in achieving my goals. So that is why I gathered you. But now that my mother has given me a path, an option, I think this is the only way. To take away the chakra, meaning taking away the chakra of ourselves as well. Yes, unfortunately. But remember this, it was a power lended to humans. It was never theirs to begin with. And this all happened because of that power. To be honest, if chakra is the cause of all of our misfortunes, then I don't need it, said Kisame. Besides, I'm already a swordsman. I will use the other swords to learn that. There is still taijutsu. We can advance even further. We were able to advance in the chakra field. We will be able to survive and able to move on from this as well. But how is that for sure that we will be able to survive? I trust my mother's words, but we don't. How about this? The first one who will undergo this procedure will be me and my brother. If we are able to survive, so will you be. Who is your brother? Unfortunately, I cannot reveal that to you. So we are gonna go with the plan as usual? Yes. But the Jinchurikis, instead of them being killed, we will extract enough Biju's chakra that they'll be only be able to kept alive and survive the extraction. And we will be able to revive the Ten Tails. So we don't need the Ten Tails on full potential now. No, we need it revived so that my mother can retrieve that power and then extract the chakra. But wouldn't it kill us? No, it wouldn't. It will alter your whole biosystem, and the chakra coils will be removed as if they never existed. And so will be the chakra pools. We have no other way but to try this. And the plus side, Mother also mentioned that she might be able to revive those who have died because of the chakra. As everyone's eyes widen now. Really? Yes. Then we must try this. If this is the only way we will be able to get something that we wished for, then yes, we have to try this, said Obito, as everyone then thought for a bit, then agreed. Alright. It is agreed upon, Zetsu. Even if you lied to us, we will agree to you on this one. Because we have monitored your talk from the beginning, and it seems that you are telling the truth. Thank you. Thank you for trusting in me. As now we see, Naruto's training was going on as planned, as more than 13 years passed, as Naruto was now 18 years of age, and was still meditating until he felt some hands placed on his head. Mother, I'm busy training right now. Enough training, child. It is time for us to go and have our lunch. As Kaguya made lunch for Naruto, as both of them had eaten sandwiches together. Mother, should we really take away the chakra from everyone? As a huge fox then appeared, yes. I realized that what my father did was with good intentions. That it may be, Kurama, said Kaguya. But that foolish child didn't realize that the humans had the capability of turning greedy. And that is something that has caused so much misfortune, even to you all. But mother, should we really turn the beaches into the Ten Tails? Do not worry about us. We will return back to normal. Because after the Ten Tail is absorbed, we will become separate entities. How will that work? Because I'm not gonna absorb them. a part of their chakra, and that is what the ten-tail is going to be made of. Chakra coils. Chakra coils? Each of the 9 bijus are the 9 chakra coils of the ten-tails, and only enough chakra is required to, well, recharge it again. The other chakra it will absorb from the humans, and their chakra coils will be removed. So it's a win-win, kid. You don't need to worry about anything. Okay, I guess. As now we see, finally, after these many years, in a Kage summit in our country, all the Kages were gathered with a grave expression. Our Jinchurikis are disappearing. They are wounding up being found, but in a critical condition. But the bijus are removed. What about yours, Hokage? Our Jinchuriki unfortunately disappeared 13 years ago. We have been looking for him to this day, but we couldn't find him. How did he? Because of, well, how any other Jinchuriki will go. Mostly hatred and all that. I see. And that is when we see a portal open from which a masked person stood forward. Greetings, the Kages of the nation. I am here to bring you a news. Use all, or as much as you want, this chakra that you are so proud of. The power of the sage will be taken from you, because you have taken it for granted, and used it for your own gains. We do not know, first of all, who you even are, and second, how dare you say that this is a power of the sage? It has been always our powers, and it is our rightful by birth. We were born with it. So you really are corrupt to that core, huh? I guess the Kaguya, the rabbit goddess, is really correct. There is no other way. Be prepared for a war, an all-out war. The 4th grade shinobi war. As now we see, the masked person disappeared, leaving them all shocked. As now, all of them were gathered, and in front of them was a huge statue that came to life. And on top of the statue was standing none other than Obito himself. Zetsu, do it. Obito, it will hurt a lot. I know. Since I volunteered to become the medium, I know it will. As Zetsu pierced through his chest, as all of the energy was extracted, and even his chakra coils were erased, as Obito finally became a normal human. As his wounds began to heal themselves because they were inflicted by chakra, who was now a foreign entity to it. Damn it, hell hurts like hell. Told you so. As suddenly a portal opened from which 2 figures walked out. One being a golden-haired boy, the other one being a white-haired woman. And such pressure was released that nobody could move. Naruto? As Naruto looked at them with cold eyes. And then he made a hand seal, as he became the Jinchuriki of the Ten-Tails, Mother. As from his chest, an extraction port opened that connected to Kaguya's neck. And the Biju then began to roar as it began to glow, as all of them fell down to their knees, as if the extraction began. They were in deep pain and agony, and the chakra began to be sucked from the world completely. And it took a few more than 2 hours, and everything was done. And after the continuous bearing of 2 hours worth of pain, they were completely back to normal. And Kaguya absorbed each and every bit of the chakra and turned it into a fruit, and gave half of it to Naruto while fed upon the other. As Naruto became a true Otsutsuki, as 2 horns appear on his forehead, but his eyes remain the same, but yet different. His eyes were complete blue, but they were now in ripples as well. As Naruto just stood there wearing his white robes, the Rinnegan, but a different one, the purest one, the Aqua Rinnegan. As Naruto smiled, it's all thanks to you, Mother. No, my child, it's all thanks to your training. But that is when we see someone attacked Naruto, as Naruto was injured. As Kaguya instantly went into rage mode to see who it was. It was Jansu, and he had a crossbow in his hand. You think taking our chakra away is the only thing we can rely upon? We have made weapons late. Before he could finish, he was cleaved off in half, alongside his Rudanbo. You think you can lay a hand own my son, and I will let it slide? You have sorely mistaken. But, my lady, Naruto is, I know, a reincarnation of my son, if that is what you're implying. As that is when everyone realized who Naruto was, and who this lady was, and who they were messing with. Our chakra really is gone. That power was it never was yours to begin with. It was always been mine, and I have just taken it away. Be grateful that I took mercy upon you because of Naruto, and left you alive, or otherwise I would have guaranteed that I would have killed you all. As after that we see, the new age began, the Bronze Age, when humans once more struggled for power and corruption, but without the means of chakra. Chakra, after continuous years of battling like this, became nothing more than a myth of the past. Some still tried to awaken it, but to no, completion, because they were unsuccessful. And as for Naruto, he was a wandering sage now, with his mother and his wife. Turns out the Bijus were combined, and they became a woman named Matatabe, who was a cat-like woman. And that woman turned out to be the life partner of Naruto now, and even married to Naruto now, the wife of the sage. The three of them wandered around the world and helped those who were in need, but one rule was unspoken between them: never share this power with these humans again, because even returning back to how they were still greedy and still wanted power over the others, trampling over the others. Arrogant bastards. It was lucky that they didn't have this, but if they were able to grasp it, all hell will break loose again, like in the past. And henceforth, that is why they help those who were in need, but not too much, so they won't be too much reliant on them. As this is where I'm going to be leaving the story off, guys. I hope you like this one, and if you do, then make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you like the content of this channel. As this is Apollo Uchiha, and I'm signing off for the day. Peace!